Hello again. It's time for another episode of Know Your Numbers. Folks, it's time to fasten your seatbelts and remain seated as we continue our descent. My goodness, this week I had high hopes for Labor Day. I don't know how everyone else's Labor Day was. We had some pretty good sales going on, but it was crickets. Not a bunch going on. A little disappointing, but that's what it is. So anyway, in this video, we go over our numbers, our profit margins. We go over what last week's sales were compared to prior week. We'll look at the month as a whole. We'll look at last year. Anyway, there's a lot of charts to look at. We'll get into Vendu and we'll look at some of the brands that we're selling. We'll look at the monthly analytics and that. I don't know how much more time we're going to have. Let's go ahead and start this timer. I like to keep these things fairly brief. I don't want to bore you. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right. So we're looking at the sales sheet, and in this sales sheet, as I've said before, I record the daily sales, kind of use this as a pick list as I do sell across multiple platforms. So it kind of helps condense and consolidate everything into one sheet, into one list. There are some color coding here. This tells me those that are highlighted in yellow tells me I've yet to pack those. Those that have the red SKUs tell me those have yet to be picked. Those that are yellow and in black have been picked, and you might see those over my shoulder there on the table. Got to get to those yet. So that is the sales sheet, and from this we transfer these numbers or these amounts over to Vendu. I know it's like double entry. It does work out best for us as once again I can use this as a pick list, pull it up on my phone, go downstairs. If you've looked at some of my other videos, I've shown our inventory system and how I can easily go through those boxes and find these. Also find the location of the boxes because our inventory is just distributed throughout our house. Also from these, it's a convenient way to plot all these numbers. These spreadsheets pull from the sales sheet automatically. It's a matter of me setting the date, of the first week. And then from there, everything else is plotted out for me. I'll copy this spreadsheet to a new month, reset the date, and off we go again. So we are actually looking at last week. So we're looking at the 3rd through the 9th. That includes Labor Day. You can see Labor Day was a whole 2 sales. And that's across multiple platforms. Granted, my sales were only on eBay, but as far as if there were any likes on Posh or Macari, I was instantly sending them offers, usually 20% to match whatever our sale was that was going on Labor Day. Again, rather disappointing. It is what it is, right, folks? So those are our sales. Those would be our daily sales. Guess we can do a quick average. If I move that, we'll do our quick average. Well, whatever. You got it. We'll look at this later. Geez, there we go. All right. So an average of 3. Ouch. Okay. So that's where we are. They are in orange. So this would be Sunday. Monday, there's our whole 2. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So Saturday being the better day of the week. Again, sale ended, coupon was started, so I don't know what happened there. This is how the days of the week stack up. No real insight there, nothing exciting or anything to write home about. Looks like Friday might have been the better day of the last 2 weeks. So that's where we are. I think let me pull my agenda so I kind of stay in order here. So we did look at our weekly spreadsheet, look at the performance. We'll go back here, pull up our performance, and this is all the months charted for the year. So how we're doing compared to prior months this year: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. We're on a downward trend. Don't like it, but it is what it is, right? So the gross sales, the net sales, and then the profit margins up here on this line does give us the amount. So this is gross, cost of goods sold, the fees, any promotionals that we might have, tax. I don't know why, but I do keep track of that. Any shipping, the shipping that we, I guess our cost for the shipping label. And then this would be profit. So this is the fee, the gross minus any of the fees, the promotions, and the shipping, as well as the cost of goods. Gives us a profit margin. And the net sales, that is just the gross minus the fees and the shipping, not minus the cost of goods. Have a pretty low average sale price last week. Or I'm sorry, this would be for the entire, this is for the whole month. Again, so month to date. My apologies. Profit, the average profit per item, not a lot of money there. Return on investment, and then and that's a pretty rough estimate, right? I mean, I'm not calculating how many days some of those items were sitting on the shelves and whatnot. So some may argue with me on that. Total of 42 sales yet this month, bought and paid for, I guess, with an average average of 4 sales per day. Not great, not great. But today's not yet over, so we'll see what that's like. Go ahead and pull our agenda back up. Historical. All right, that's a fun one. Let's go ahead and pull that up. So historical is an attempt to show us what this month, how we're doing this month as compared to prior months. So this would be August, and August compared to 2022, compared to 2021. We've only been in business since 2021. My record keeping was not the greatest in 2021, so I take this kind of with a grain of salt. 2022, I was better at keeping track of our numbers, and so I trust these a little bit better. We were only part-time here. We're still part-time. I'm part-time. My wife has more time to focus to this, so she's a little bit better than part-time, but not quite full-time, if that makes any sense. And so how we're doing here, as I've said before, I am a little concerned with September. This month, as it is, it does appear to have performed, I guess, worse or not as well as, say, as August of last year. So I'm not expecting a bunch to come out of this month. But I guess I won't hold my breath, but I have high hopes, right, that we'll at least come out a little bit ahead. So that's where we are, month to date, and how we looked prior years. And so we've done that. Next, I'd like to take you into Vendoo, and we'll go ahead and look at our analytics. We use Vendoo to manage our inventory, so it's not only to us, not only a means to cross-post or cross-list as you may have heard it. So that's where you're taking the same item and you are presenting it or listing it on multiple platforms, trying to obviously increase the number of eyes and increase the odds of selling that item. Vendu also. And keep in mind, I am not a spokesperson for Vendu. I'm not getting paid by Vendu, but I really, really, really like their software. I do like this package. It's super simple to delist. So as soon as something sells, if you delist it or mark it as sold on that platform, it will automatically go out and delist it from everywhere else. One of the nicer features that they recently added was that it monitors Poshmark and it will also monitor eBay. So if anything sells or is delisted from either of those sites, it will automatically delist from all the other sites for us. The only time you can get caught is say like if something sells on Mercari, it's not monitoring Mercari sales or Depop or any of the other ones. So you do have to stay on top of those. You don't want to get yourself in a situation where you sell the same item at the same time on the same platform, which can happen, has happened, but it's very rare. It's not significant of enough problem for me to deter me from listing on multiple platforms. Okay, well, enough talk. Sorry. See how that happens? I easily get distracted and I'll get off on a rant. You need to kick me and tell me, hey, get back on subject. Okay, so this is for the week in Vendu. It's showing that we had 436. These numbers may be a little bit different. If we have an item that has not yet been paid, it'll still show as sold here in Vendu. So it kind of does skew the numbers just a little bit, but not significantly. So we can see what our total revenue was, and that's across all platforms. What our profit is. This does take into account our cost of goods sold, as well as, of course, all the other fees and the shipping. We sold between the dates of September 3rd and September 10th, we sold 26. You can see we are down 20% this time from this time last year. Or excuse me, last I guess a month ago, 30 days ago. If that makes sense. Sorry. The number of items listed were again. I gotta fix that, folks. I gotta get more items listed. That always helps when you're adding new inventory. That does kind of help spark the sales, kickstart those, I guess. Vendu is reporting an average sale price of $16. Again, you can see we do have some sales that are missing some details, so that's a little bit skewed there, I think. Marketplace might be no surprise again. eBay is the winner there so far as revenue and profit, and the average sale price is greater on eBay than anywhere else. Not too bad on the other platforms. And then again, the numbers sold, again, should be no surprise to anyone that it is eBay. What about twice as much as what we sell on the other platforms. I am making a concerted effort to increase the number of sales on these platforms. As soon as somebody sends a like, I will send out an offer, and I'm religious with that, or have become very religious with that, and trying to make a greater, more of a push. It seems that the competition is much greater on eBay, and perhaps the focus and emphasis, I want to be careful of my words, I don't want to bash it, but it does appear that the attention to smaller sellers such as myself may have been diverted towards larger sellers, or even maybe so brands. And then perhaps my pre-loved or pre-owned clothing items are not as desirable on eBay any longer. So anyway, just kind of my own feeling, own gut feeling on it. So I'm trying to focus more on the other platforms and to see what I can do there. Hey, we're almost out of time, folks. I apologize. We will run over. I hope I can talk you into sticking with me. We don't have very much longer to go here. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it. Top selling brands, you can see there's Gap, American Eagle, Ann Taylor, Celebrity Pink, Chico's. Again, those are typically, excuse me a moment, those are the brands that we primarily try to stock in our store. So, your general, generic, everyday, common mall brands, if you will. Looks like jeans are picking up for us. Pants, fall is around the corner. Tops, coats beginning to pick up, sweaters. So we're seeing fewer t-shirts and shorts and bathing suits. Those always sell even in winter. Somebody's going to enjoy some sunshine and some warmth somewhere, certainly not here in Iowa, but somebody somewhere can use those shorts and that swimwear elsewhere. So, and of course, our top selling category is clothing. That's what we are, primarily a clothing reseller. Let's go ahead and look at the month to date. So it would be September 1st through the 10th. We're only, what are we looking at? 2 additional days from the last that I had shown. 44 sales. We're up 5% this time since last month. Again, low number of items listed. We need to get on the stick. Fourth quarter is coming. And over the month, we are looking at our 15. I think that's closer to what we saw on my performance tab. Was a $15 or $15 average sales price. Let me choke that out. Again, nothing new there. We would expect that. I think this is mainly due. I think what caused this is we did have on Friday the 1st. Was that the 1st? Yeah, that would have been the 1st. We had a bundle sale. So of men's extra large button-down shirts, and I think that's what kicked that up there. Otherwise, tops, women's tops, jeans, pants, coats. We kind of saw that. Brands, Gap, Izod, Old Navy, American Eagle, Abercrombie. So average sale price, again, eBay wins. Even with all of our sales and our coupons, we have some pretty deep sales on some older inventory that we are trying to clear out. And here we're looking at Poshmark and Mercari, again, not quite as performing as well as eBay. That's to be expected. All right. I think that about does it. I don't know what more we can go into. Certainly, if there are questions and things that you would like me to dive into a bit more during these videos, I'd certainly be willing to accommodate that. Oh, and I should probably go ahead and do some plugs here while I have you. I do a what sold video. I call it You Sold What. We will dive into the best seller or the best sale that we've had and the worst sale. We'll look at the profit margin. We'll dive in and we'll look at the item specifics. What was the item? What perhaps made this or that item perform lower or worse than expected. We'll look at sell-through rates on some of those items. Another thing I do on Thursdays is Are We There Yet? That video will get into our business, our strategies, some thoughts on where we are and how we might turn things around. So if that sort of content interests you, I would certainly hope I see you again. Again, my name is Rich, and I appreciate your time.